But is it too late to build on that? Because look at Mobi. The hunters stayed together.
Yes. We need to build on it. That's what I just said. We need to build on that vigilante thing. We need to build on it because the local people are better equipped to identify those of their people who are involved in this.
Because if we get their capability to identify those people alongside military capability and tactical coordination to move it,
yes,
that could help.
It will help. It will definitely help.
Do you support negotiations?
Second.
Do you support negotiations with Boko Haram group?
When they talked of negotiations, I was pleasantly surprised when I saw it in the newspapers. But the question that came to my mind was, how do you negotiate with terrorists? If you know the terrorist, you would have killed him. I understand people came, they said they were the ones who were acting as intermediaries between the government and these people. I think those people who are acting as intermediaries know the terrorists. I'm not too sure, because when you do negotiation with intermediaries, it really doesn't work. And terrorists who are involved in guerrilla activities and all the rest of it, I'm not too sure you are going to get much result. I'm not too sure.
Let's talk a little further about religion. I mean, in your time, what role did it play? Because, I mean, now that we see reports concerning maybe they deploy soldiers and they say, no, we can't go and fight people of the same religious ilk with us and things like that. Was it also playing out while you were in service?
No. Unfortunately, we didn't have this type of situation. I think the last of this situation that we had was the Maitasine group somewhere in, I think, Kano, Maiduguri axis, you know. Former head of state, General Buhari, was the GOC in the 3 Armored Division at that time. And I think he took them on. And of course, even when President Shagari was trying to calm him down, he said when he finishes, he would report back and drop his uniform. It's security situation.
Do we still have that level of professionalism?
Addressed like that. That's it. But for the fact that firm action was taken at that time, that probably would have developed into what we're having on the hands right now.
Are you implying that the commanders of the army, of the military, are not being decisive?
No. You see, it's not because the military men are not being decisive now. The military men are under authority. But now,
General Buhari was under authority at that time.
Say again.
General Buhari was under authority at that time.
Yes.
A civilian authority.
Yes.
Yet he decided to go ahead and then come back and retire.
Yes, because a part of the country was almost going to be excised. And he said the oath he took as a military officer is to defend the integrity of the country. So, after settling that area, he was already a general. So, he was well tuned to say, well, if you don't want me any further, I'll be prepared to go. That was what he did at that time, and he did it.
I know you say you don't have all the current information concerning operations and what's going on now, but what do you think we should be doing to sort this problem out?
To solve this problem now, we need a reapproach, we need information, we need a proper assessment of the situation, a proper assessment, because I don't think we still have a proper assessment of what the situation is. Then over and above that, we need to have a good intelligence gathering outfit that can go down and probably give us sufficient information so that the forces that are going to be involved in the operations will know where to direct their guns. At the moment, I don't think that information is enough, and it's a plethora of problems.
And then purchase of equipment too.
Purchase of equipments. I would have loved to have a sort of equipment audit in the Nigerian Army at the moment. We need it. We need to do an equipment audit and ask questions why some of the things are not working. And that will help us a lot, because it is Boko Haram today. It can be another thing tomorrow. When it was Maitasinib, we thought we were rid of it. But here we are, 2014, we are coping with Boko Haram.
Who will be asking the questions?
Yes.
Who would ask the questions? Because if you do, they'll tell you they have the way they operate.
Mr. President is the one in charge. He's the commander-in-chief. He has to have a force that is functional, that he can deploy at any time. He has a Minister of Defense, who is a seasoned military officer himself. He has a National Security Advisor, who is also a seasoned military officer. Questions can be asked.
What about the issue of corruption from the hierarchy of the military?
Say again.
Issues of corruption. Reports about corruption and it's the hierarchy of the military.
Corruption.
How is that affecting this insurgency war?
It's a long-standing thing. Perhaps when things of this nature happen, it gives us an opportunity to address a fundamental issue like corruption. It's not impossible that there is corruption in the force. I won't vouch for it, because it's an area where you give orders and orders are obeyed. That's what we are used to. That's what we are used to. But whoever is giving that order must give it with clean hands. That's what we are used to.
Is there anything you think we should change about our recruitment into the army?
Yes. There's need to improve our recruitment drive. At the moment, the number of soldiers to be involved in this operation may not even be enough, because over the years, since we came into political dispensation, it's easy for a politician to sit in the parliament and say, okay, after all, for how many years, since the Civil War, what have they done? What have they done? You see, people don't easily appreciate the value of security. When we have a standing force, it is expensive. And I don't blame anybody who probably might have trimmed down the army to what it is today. But given the situation in which we now find ourselves, you need a larger force. You need a larger force. At the same time, it is not supposed to be a free-for-all type of thing, because when you recruit people, you have to train them, you have to give them equipment to fight with.
All right, retired Brigadier-General Olusegun Ajano, thank you very much indeed for coming on this morning.
Thank you.
We'll be back after this break. We've got another matter coming up, in fact, two other matters, so join us again.